Welcome back to Dota 2 Asian Championship Group Stage. I was left alone here, but the casters will be right back. The draft has started. But before we go into the draft, I wanted to say that I finished the math. So what needs to happen right now for CDEC to win, they have to win in under 36 minutes. Wow, 36 seconds. That would be fast. 36 minutes and 20 seconds. Hi, LD. Glad you joined us.
I'm not late, I swear.
So if Rave wins, Rave advances. If CDEC wins, they have to win in under 36 minutes and 20 seconds. If they manage to do that, then they will advance. If they win in 36 minutes and 21 seconds or further, then actually Rave will advance. If they finish in exactly 36 minutes and 20 seconds, please no. I have no idea what that.
So that would be a perfect three-way tie then.
Well, no, that would be a two-way tie.
Two-way tie.
I guess
Okay.
they play another game between themselves, or they do much. I don't know. So here's the thing, right? We go into a draft right now, as the draft has just started, and we can see the first ban. CDEC,
No, just kidding.
Keeper of the Light.
Wait, did they all disconnect or only four?
Oh, okay, they all disconnected. I think.
Four. Oh no, and Mikasa. Yeah, they all disconnect.
So if you're surprised by that Keeper of the Light ban, it's not because they timed out or anything like that. It's actually because you're standing. I'm gonna stand as well.
Make you look bad.
Yeah, I know. It's actually because the time rating means that CDEC could just Rave could just turtle, right? They could just play to delay. They don't need to win. They just need the game to last 36 minutes and 21 seconds. So if you say pick the lineup of Earthshaker, Wind Ranger, Sniper, Keeper of the Light, you could make sure that you keep your lanes pushed. Remake, boys.
I'm rejoining.
So yeah, you can turtle if you're Rave. You won quickly. All you have to do is stall beyond that. What is it? 36-minute mark.
36-20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the pressure is on CDEC.
The pressure is on CDEC.
And the thing for CDEC is they're not normally a team that ends games very early.
Tree and Protector.
Tree would be good here.
Tree would be good for like stalling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The average match game for DAC is 38 minutes and something, around 38 minutes. I don't remember. Brian, can I ask you for the average game time for Rave?
Average game time just for Rave?
Rave, yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Can you filter only wins? I'm not sure you can actually in the Dota.
The thing as well is that CDEC does not normally end games early. They like to pick like the Naga for maybe. We see them run Ember Spirit, Juggernaut, Troll. Troll is pretty good at ending games early, but
not for Rave, for CDEC.
yeah,
they're the ones
for CDEC, yeah. And I mean, but even when they pick like Troll, they often play him more as like a hard carry and like a split pushing hero for maybe. So I think out of all the teams in this tournament, this is one of the worst. It's one of the most difficult situations. One of the teams that would handle this situation, though.
You would say that, but didn't CDEC win very, very fast against Rave yesterday?
Which game was that?
CDEC Rave.
Well, no, I mean out of the first
tiebreaker,
one,
the second one.
The first one?
The second one.
Okay, let's see. CDEC Rave.
Not this.
Yeah, it is that.
This one?
Yeah. 30 minutes.
29 minutes, 52 seconds. So if they were to repeat that performance,
that was a Drow Vestige game.
Yeah,
I think that's something that we won't see them getting. If they go for it,
that is why we
it
saw Rave
first.
banning the Drow first.
Yeah, not something CDEC do very often though.
Yeah,
this was and it caught them by surprise. That's part of why it worked really well.
Probably we'll see Pugna for the first time.
For the first time in forever.
Okay.
We'll see Pugna. We'll see who else?
Sure. What are we?
Puck.
Shaman.
Sure.
But it doesn't rhyme with
What are you pointing at?
CDEC's average game length at
Yes.
DAC is 43 minutes.
43 minutes.
One of
It's 40 minutes.
And wins
That's
40
a
minutes.
very long average game length.
Yes.
They have so yeah, they do tend to struggle to end games quickly. 40-minute average game length
For
when
wins.
they win.
When they
43 minutes on average. That's got to be like one of the very longest actually.
Yeah.
Could compare that? I think
Probably one of the worst.
I think Secret had one of the higher ones, and they had 38-minute average game length, at least after day 3 or 4. The quickest teams are winning at like I think 32 to 33-minute average game length.
Yeah.
So that's quite long.
Who's the fastest, do you think?
I forget. It was maybe EG or Vici?
There was one game 16 minutes, I remember.
Yeah.
6.
I
I
wonder.
think it was
Let's
the
go into the draft. The
secret
draft
game.
has started now. Again. Oh, the problem I guess is they have the wrong starting bans.
Oh, okay. Did they have the wrong
Yeah.
first pick?
Yeah, first pick. Yeah, exactly. So Rave first bans the draw. That's what they lost against yesterday. CDEC Gaming against banning the Keeper of the Light. You don't want to see those push delayers.
Yes. I mean, what else do you...
Cottle guy sad face.
Cuddle guys.
I guess is Lycan the other hero you ban here, WinteR? Heroes that can end the game very quickly.
Rave?
Maybe Troll. Troll is a classic CDEC hero.
Shadow Shaman is also a good pusher.
I don't think you probably ban Shaman. Lycan would be a good ban here if they want to actually.
I feel like it's
tank
Lycan or Troll. These are two heroes that CDEC run a decent amount, both very good pushers.
out.
Probably
Yeah.
the Lycan a bit of a better pusher. The Troll is something CDEC run more often.
Lycan is more likely to finish the game around 25 minutes.
Yeah.
More likely.
Oh, I got it. For the first time in forever, we'll see Pagna, we'll see Leshrak.
That was
That's good.
A for effort.
Thank you.
A for effort.
Leshrak is a good pusher.
Leshrak plus partner could work. And those two are fairly Chinese team heroes, I would say.
Fairly Chinese heroes.
Yeah, Leshrak and partner.
Yeah, I mean, CDEC realizes their plight. They ban the Keeper of the Light first phase.
Yes.
So we are definitely in that.
Oh my
Ends
god,
the game
who's here?
quickly.
We have a guest in the house.
We've got a time rating scenario on our hands.
Holy shit. Long time no see, Purge. How's it going?
Do you wanna join
Yeah,
us?
come join us, please. It'll be an honor.
We're theory crafting.
Yes.
Well, you guys can go home now. I'll take this. I'm gonna solo
Excellent.
cast for the rest of the night. So CDEC versus Rave. Oh man, I can say so much about Rave because I played against them for like literally a year.
Okay, so the situation is that Rave right now is in a good position. This is a three-way tie. We've already
Okay.
run one round of tiebreakers, and CDEC has to win very quickly, like 30 minutes,
36,
it's time.
36-20.
36-20 or less. So there's time rating at play.
Yeah, just look at the ban, so you already know the story of the game.
They're banning all the pushing heroes.
The
So
de-
wait, Rave
defending heroes.
Rave needs to hold out for
Yes,
over.
Rave needs the
36,
turtle,
20.
CDEC needs to
turtle,
push.
Turtle heroes.
That is
okay.
why the
Oh,
ban.
they coddle. I was looking at the other bans. Okay. Okay, so Rave's gonna ban pushing heroes, and CDEC's gonna ban anti-turtle heroes. I'm surprised
Right.
they actually ban Alchemist. I feel like Alchemist isn't drafted that often. I mean,
Yeah.
his anti-push is
I
good,
guess
but
just for the acid spray.
yeah.
It's not a hero Rave runs very often.
Yeah, they never really played that hero.
Or anyone,
Korea
really.
at
The only
least.
team that will do it is like
yeah, but
Vici Gaming for Super.
you
once
talk
in a while.
about normal games, they don't play that hero, but this is a game where they just need to defend.
Yeah, but they have some anti-push. They pick Magnus a lot. I know they picked it some for DAC already, and Ryor can play that hero really well, and so can Chrissy. They picked Timbersaw at least a lot in the past. That's a bunch of wave clear.
Timbersaw, Centaur, Sanking.
Yeah, those are very common for them. They pick a lot of Witch Doctor. Bat Rider is also popular. That one's a little surprising. It's not the best anti-push, but I mean, they could just win the Dota game. They could do that too.
Would you think so? Nah.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to just nuke waves.
It's
Yeah.
it's very risky already now. I guess they just want to make sure they go through.
Well, which team do you guys think is better?
CDEC destroyed Rave yesterday, but they did so by using Draw Visage in a strat that they never tried before, so it caught Rave kind of by surprise.
I think it was their first draw pick of the tournament as well.
Yeah.
And they ran it solo mid for maybe, which is not something they would normally do.
Okay.
But I think Rave has been doing slightly better in this tournament. They had a very good day one
Yeah. I saw
and
that.
an okay day two, and then kind of fell off. But CDEC have been thoroughly inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, Rave is a result of Korean Dota money, so they've been working really hard.
Yep.
I know that for sure.
They picked Bat. Not a hero that is that good at directly clearing the waves. Firefly's pretty decent, but very hard to break high ground against. You try to go for the push, Chen gets lassoed, maybe your Shadow Fiend gets pulled out of position, you'd lose that hero, and suddenly the push is over.
Yeah.
Ultimately, one of the best turtle heroes in the game because of
just
that.
like Kevin said, they just want to win the Dota game instead of
Yeah.
just we want to hold the high ground. We're just
Yeah.
gonna defend and not gonna do anything.
Right, this hero happens to be good at it, but it's also just a strong hero in its own right.
Yeah. But if CDEC wants to win, I mean, going for Shadow Friend and Chen, they can't go wrong with that. This has been tried and true. A lot of teams have run this together. Brian,
Yes.
can I ask you the win rate of the combination of Shadow Fiend and Chen?
Sure.
Thank you very
For
much.
this tournament,
For this tournament, yeah.
probably high because of secret.
Yeah, Secret runs it a lot, and they're very good at it. But they're not the only team that does it.
Hmm.
Come on, Brian, hurry up.
Fourth ban for CDEC. They ban the AI as well, another good counter-pushing hero. And then they ban the sniper, another good turtling hero.
Yeah,
Also
good turtle.
synergizes well with the troll battle trance.
Yeah, all these bans are aimed at just making sure that Rave.
I don't think Rave plays
Plays
any of
Dota.
those heroes, to be entirely honest.
These
Maybe
are not
A,
Rave heroes.
Tops A. I've never seen them play Sniper. I've never seen them play... They used to play Alchemist a long time ago,
Yeah,
but not
and no
anytime
one picks
recently.
Kotal.
The
And no one picks Call.
Beastmaster.
Does Call even get picked this tournament?
Yeah, once.
Once? Okay.
I wonder if CDEC considers like a bristleback here. So we've seen the teams like to run with the Shadow Fiend.
Mm-hmm.
You say teams like to run, but in fact, it's actually just one team.
There's a few. No, there's been quite a few teams picking the bristleback.
Yeah, but with this specific lineup, usually one team.
Yeah, mostly secret.
So
Mostly
Shadow
Secret.
Fiend is 7-3 overall, and Secret is 5-0 with it. So when it's not Secret, it's 2
2
and
and
3.
3. Okay.
So it's okay. Do you know Bristleback doesn't even have a good win rate in DAC?
It's
checked
been
it.
doing well.
I checked it last night. It was like 36% or something
Was
like
it
that.
that bad?
Yeah.
I guess we've cast more of the secret games.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
we only
yeah,
did
yeah.
the
And they're undefeated.
Secret won every
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
35%.
it's not that
yeah.
good.
And
I
most of it is Secret because Zai plays it and S4 plays it as well.
Yeah.
So
I think it's an okay hero, but it's not super overpowered
who do you think is strong right now?
for heroes.
Yeah.
Well, considering I just took a lot of time to look at stats last night, the
Mhm.
best win rate heroes right now in the tournament are Axe. Axe has like 60%, but he's really good against melee heroes, and Berserker's Call's pretty overpowered. Once you look at it on paper, it's pretty overpowered.
Yeah.
Axe is doing really well. I think Venge and Lion were about 60%, so those heroes are really good.
Speaking of Venge, already banned out, would have been really good for CDEC.
Yeah.
If they could have gotten that as their second
Aura
support.
strats are really good in general here. I mean, even if you don't get the draw, maybe getting
Luna.
the Luna, yeah,
Luna
it could
seed-
work right now.
Luna plus any support, maybe a one that can help.
Maybe like
push,
a Dazzle or something.
Doesn't that make their
pushing
lanes weak
support.
though?
Yeah, the lanes will be very weak
Yeah.
if they go for the Dazzle.
Why has Dazzle been so popular lately? Like the hero bit was barely changed. Or is that just
Physical
utilization of the
damage.
ulti?
The physical
damage, everyone, yeah.
Physical
Okay.
damage on everyone.
Everyone's picking like Shadow Fiend, Venge,
And
a lot of
armor.
right
Okay.
clickers. Lycan is really popular. Bristleback,
I see.
Juggernaut.
Wow, there it is. You guys are smart.
Yep. I get a cookie
Okay.
point.
So that means they have weak lanes, right? Whoever they have for a support. What's left?
You took it CDEC or Rave?
Yeah, for
for
CDEC.
For CDEC.
I feel like
For CDEC.
CDEC's lineup is a lot easier to predict here than Rave's at least. Rave can go for a lot of ways.
Pushing support would be something like a Shaman, but again,
Shaman Leshrac, but
lanes will be terrible.
yeah,
And it'd be
Shaman
really
would be
greedy.
weak, but if the Chen rotates, they might make something happen.
Can that zone a Batrider though? I guess
No,
Luna
not
plus
really.
Luna plus a range can zone a Batrider kind of because at least you have Aura, and the range nuke is fairly spammable.
Mm-hmm.
But
Reserve time.
is an aggro trialing out of the
I
question?
actually think maybe
really do that?
Shadow Demon would be good. Helps with the push, with the disruption, with the illusions.
Good
and
against Batrider.
Yeah.
yeah, good against Batrider. Has fairly good synergy with their team. You can gank with the Chen, and like you guys mentioned, can zone the Batrider fairly easily
Yeah.
in the lane. So
Yeah, actually, Shadow Demon Chen is something that we haven't seen in a while.
it's very old school.
Very
thing.
old school.
Very,
It's
send,
like-
very
send
old
back
school.
disruption, right? That's what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
And the disrupt on the
Disrupt,
Luna as
yeah.
well. If you want to end the game
Oh,
fairly
yeah.
soon.
That's right. Then you can skip BKB because you have disruption or grave or something.
Queen of Pain from Rave. This is
Well,
X
just a
Scepter,
comfort hero for
base
them.
defender, X
Base
Scepter.
defender, yeah.
Well, yeah, requires a decent amount of farm for that.
Hey, no, you can
You
run
tell
in
what.
support.
Yeah, that's true. Technically, yeah.
Tongfu did that against
I don't think
CDEC.
we'll see that from Rave, but I suppose that anything is
You
possible.
guys say he's a blinking Venom, but the slow is not exactly as powerful as the Venom slow, but it does more damage.
No.
No. I need single target.
Yeah, but
It's the worst thing.
You know,
could
a
do.
long time ago, they used to have the same skill.
Yes.
that was in Dota 1.
Dota 1,
That was a
Yeah.
very long
Yeah.
time ago.
Mordred, like Phantom Assassin, Queen of Pain, and
That
Venom
was
all
because
had
of
Sinister
The
Strike.
Warcraft ladder, it was because of that.
Yeah.
The ladder map.
Yeah.
Well, Rave are going to ban the Shaman, but I think
Oh, wow.
this is
I like
more
it.
along the lines of what CDEC needed, which is just another way to get kills in the
Oh,
late stage.
Leshrac
Bruno.
taken by Rave.
That hero is not.
I
picked
Not,
called
yet.
not
it.
on the right team.
I'm not on
but
the right
This
team.
is the first Leshrac pick of the tournament,
Yes,
I believe.
yes.
Yeah, so-
And I think we're at 95 now. 95 out of 105.
The
96.
Rubik Lesh. This is like a Avicii gaming support duo. The very strong dual roam early on gives you
Yeah.
some more wave clear.
Chen Beastmaster Luna LG International.
Yeah,
Yes.
This
We're rolling back in time, guys.
Yes.
is, yeah, I don't think they were running the Shadow Fiend as
No,
one
no,
of the
no.
other pieces of this. That's the main difference.
What the running mid back then? I think it was Queen of Pain, Storm.
No,
Gee,
the
no.
mid was more of
Tempo controllers.
Oh,
Invoker,
or like
Invoker,
DK.
Magnus.
Yeah.
DK
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, Dragonite actually a lot of Dragonite Luna, most of the games.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of wave clear from Rave, you know, even though they don't have the best defensive heroes for high ground like the Coulter and all the stuff that got banned out, but they have Fate Bolt and X have the Queen of Pain wave, and Leshrac could max the Lightning Storm first as his primary
Also,
spell.
Leshrac Rubik are a scary duo of supports. They can go and gank any lane. You guarantee the stun with the lift. And the damage potential
Yeah,
from Leshrac is pretty
Shadowfiend
strong.
Shadowfiend have to be very careful during the early stage of the game not to get killed, and the supports of CDEC probably want to stand on the high ground on near the Shadowfiend all the time to actually break smokes or actually just give him
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
sort of support. in
That's where
lane.
the Chen hopefully has been watching some replays from Puppy. You know, just if
yeah.
you're not busy farming, just walking down the ramp, being in position to break the smoke from the high ground.
Get busy killing or get busy farming. Leshrac, I don't know if you guys remember, but it used to be run as a mid before
Oh man.
Edict had a cast time because it was
TI2 carry Leshrac
Yeah.
for Yamate.
it's very impossible to contest runes against Leshrac that pops an Edict. You just have to run away. And even though it has a cast time, it's a great support for that because if Shadowfiend decides to, oh, I'm gonna go and check a rune and suddenly finds the Leshrac, he might kill the Leshrac, but maybe the Leshrac can kill him as well.
Do you see that they actually blocked their large camp there with their
Yeah.
observer ward? They blocked their own camp.
Maybe
their-
worried about the offensive jungle,
The camp's blocked too.
but I don't think that's something
Yeah, I
CDEC
don't
would
think
do.
CDEC will actually want to go offensive jungle that
Yeah.
early.
It does hurt the Batrider a bit though.
That's a good point because they could have stacked that for their Batrider. That's a little weird that they did that. I
Mm.
think.
Purge, do you believe in Coach Mikasa?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough. Mid player from CDEC,
He's
ex-coach.
the old newbie coach.
The old newbie coach.
Oh.
And
I
he
would
was brought to
Coach
CDEC
Mikasa.
to be their coach, but then their fifth player left, and
So, he's
so
like,
they
"I'll
said,
just
"Coach,
play."
you're just gonna play now."
Oh,
He's had some really impressive
I
games.
don't know.
actually.
This is the first time I've heard his name, so
Okay.
maybe not
Put
true.
me in, coach, said the coach.
Yeah. Who is the coach now? Does he coach and play? It's hard to be as objective when you're also a player.
Yeah. Oh, look at the stun. Get in there, Leshrac.
It's actually such a good skill. It does 120 damage for one skill point.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
just
a
so
lot.
good.
2
Kind of.
seconds stun as well. It's
Yeah.
very good.
A lot of value. You have to land it, but hey.
Whatever. He landed
Whatever.
it. Cass is a really old school player. If you guys don't know him, he's been in the C scene for a very long time.
Yeah.
He was in Korea even before we got there. Him and Chrissy and Ryor actually, those three guys were in Korea for
Oh,
a very long
Lion?
time.
Oh, he's got Luna back up. This is not going to be that easy of a lane for the Batrider, actually.
So Luna getting a lot of free farm. But Troll and Queen of Pain also doing pretty well themselves.
Mikasa taking heavy harassment here from Ryo. In fact, very heavy harassment with the level 2 Shadow Strike. And this is not going to be that easy for Mikasa unless he gets some help from the Chen.
He does have the bottle, so he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine, but he's
Or
definitely
maybe
not anymore,
not.
Bruno. You jinxed him. You say that, immediately gives up the first blood. And for a lineup that has to end the game by 30 minutes, not the start you're looking for.
No, definitely not. And now here comes the pressure on Chrissy. Chrissy, what does he want to do? He's dead. Does he want to run and try and find a TP? No, you can't run
Uh-oh.
from a Luna.
See that getting a little momentum here. The Chen now making his way towards an Invisor in top. He's jungling in the meanwhile. I don't think they've been stacking for the Shadow Fiend at all. I believe
No.
the Chen was farming that camp. So that will hurt him quite a bit.
Someone is spamming me. A
It's
million
actually
Skype
Rave
messages.
is looking to apply the pressure here early on. They're going to jump onto Aggressive, pulling him back in. Stun, I believe missing, but still the chase goes on, and Aggressive will end up going down anyway. Well, they get the kill, and with the Lesh, they can push.
I think it's only a level 1 edict though, so it did get buffed recently. Didn't the duration went up by I think 2 seconds?
It
did get
how
buffed.
long does it long?
Uh-oh. This
It got
could go
buffed to
poorly,
8
though.
seconds. It's like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
pretty good buff.
I mean, it's kind of like a buff that had to do with the glyph duration also increasing during the last year or two.
Oh, that's true.
so
And that plus the tier 1 refresh, so
Yeah.
it's even harder to push.
Yeah.
So he kind of lost any potential he had before
Yeah,
by being a good tower
Yeah,
pusher.
exactly. You just popped it, you popped the glyph, and you soaked the whole.
Oh, they wanted to go for Ryo, I thought, but he just hits a creep and backs off.
I mean, they can't get that kill, can they? I mean, they've got a hex and a stun. They'd have to triple raise almost during that
Yeah.
duration. It'd be the only way.
Not even gonna bother harassing him.
Mikasa actually winning in CS, even though he got first blooded. He's 13-7, I think, against the Queen of Pain. Yes, 13-7 versus 11-10. Pretty even still. And Chen has already level 3, so he has 2 creeps. Unfortunately, he has one of the Wild Kings, so not so good for ganking. But if he gets another centaur or a troll, ideally, he can go and get a kill in any lane.
Free last hit.
What?
Do you see that boar die?
Yeah.
Died. 34 gold, man.
Yeah,
Guy's
that's
just
value.
feeding.
Uh-oh, here comes the smoke. Shadow Fiend, your mech carrier for CDEC. Can't afford to be dying too much, and he's in danger
oh,
just from Ryo alone
well,
being
actually,
pursued out.
He's running the right way, I think.
Chun creeps are here. And in fact, he's going to get a haste run. The smoke gank, though, is waiting when he walks back up this ramp. This could be trouble. Lift from Ninja Boogie, perfectly positioned. Stun is there, and Rave with a big kill. That's 2 on the Shadow Fiend, and I don't think he has any stacks even now. Yeah, that is...
Unless they
Oh,
give
there's
him
one
the
there.
medium chem stack here.
I mean, I guess the Chen can be your mech buyer, but still you need something on the Shadow Fiend. Right now, he's very squishy.
As long as your Luna is doing fine and she's doing very, very good, you might still have a chance.
Probably wants to build into a BKB first. This game has the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, you do have the Chen.
Do you build BKB first on the Luna as well, or do you feel that you have to go for damage if you want to finish fast? Clock is ticking. They only have 30 minutes left.
Bottom lane. Oh my god.
That
down.
lift.
Yeah.
Yo, I saw a stun. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That was just the next level lift, WinteR.
What do you guys think about the BKB though? Like you said on Quap. I mean, or if you're against a Quap, do you feel like a BKB is a waste now that the ultimate goes through Magic Community? Do you build something else?
There's still the... I mean, there is also
There's
the
still a
lasso,
lot of,
but
you
there's a
know,
lot of magic damage
there's
otherwise.
a lot of magic damage from Rubik and Lash though. I think the BKB is very necessary if you want to fight early and finish the game. Luna, probably you can actually afford to go for Yasha first or some sort of stats item or a Mask of Death to help you farm, but on the Shadow Fiend I think you just need the BKB.
Okay.
CDEC trying to take that first tower of the game here. They're going to push the...
Well,
Radiant,
they
tier
have
one
the
on the
best
offer.
combination. They have the Wild King, which will give you armor, and they have the Basilius as well on the Luna. So everything there has +6 armor right now, which is pretty cool. Creeps die really slow. And they're going to take this tower. But the thing is, now they have to keep pushing. It's no good if you just get one tower. And Cast might be a... Wow, nice dodge. Slow is so good on the Shrug right now. And yeah, Cast almost getting a solo kill pretty much. The troll helped a little bit.
They TP in somebody top. Trying to go on maybe, perhaps, but they don't have lasso.
There's a ward here though for Rave. They see the Shadow Fiend running up the secret shop here along the side.
Yeah, that is a good word.
They actually did a really good job zoning the Batrider, I think. Well, I guess it's only 6 minutes. It's not that far in, but considering it was just a solo support, I think they did an okay job.
Yeah.
But he does have a nice big stack here, so triple stack waiting for him. Something to catch up with a bit. Still, he's going to be a ways off the blink even so.
I wonder if Chen decides to make a trip to the enemy jungle and see what's going on in there, because if he can get something of that stack, he can get a lot for himself and deny a lot to the Batrider.
Smoke a single Wildkin and just
Yeah.
kill a stack. That'd
Yeah.
be actually really awesome.
Ninja
if somebody did
tactics.
That actually works.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Don't know if we're going to see it, but it would certainly be interesting. Garter going to swing around towards mid. He's walking right into the enemy Rubik. Going to spot him out from the high ground and then run the hell away.
Yeah, you wanted to place a ward in between the lanes there in middle.
They have a really nice ward up now on that hill. Very good for pushing this tower top. And Luna will go drums. They're stacking up the R's even further. This lineup also has really good early Roshan potential. Something that they can look to throw on the Luna, even potentially the Shadow Fiend to help limit his deaths, as his struggle is real, getting the uphill misses, and Mikasa just trying to
Wild
claw his
King,
way back
please.
in this game.
84
Wow.
gold.
Ineffective gank.
Yeah.
Here comes the wraparound.
Oh, look,
Lane ward
there's a
drop
courier.
down. Smoke actually revealed.
By what?
Oh,
Tower.
By the
Garter gets a
tower.
bit too
Just
close to tower, but I
too
don't
close
think
to
they
the tower.
saw it.
They
As
can,
he's still up the ramp.
they can pick the Rubik off and just push the tier 2 here.
This is actually a pretty big kill if they get it. He runs into the trees though. Ninja Boogie trying to retreat out. They hex Ryo. Now netting him, holding him in position, getting off the test of faith, and the Eclipse used as well just to secure it.
Yeah.
Now Ninja Boogie gonna TP out, but getting that Queen of Pain kill and taking the tower would be a really nice win here for CDEC.
Yeah, but Beastmaster dies in exchange, and now maybe Trump wants to TP bottom as well and try it.
Still, they're getting a lot of damage on the tower mid. The other downside of the Queen of Pain dying.
Yeah.
I think this is just good enough for CDEC that they have a shot.
Mikasa really wants to have that level, probably 9. I'm not sure if he actually going to go for ultimate at level 9. He might want to go for that value point on the armor aura, because that will make their pushes way stronger as well.
I really like how they're pushing here. They're dedicating 3 heroes at the top lane to push for the tier 2, so all the heroes are rotating over there. But if you leave the mid free, Shadow Fiend's just going to take your tower really rapidly.
Yeah.
So you have to pressure 2 lanes with only 4 heroes. It's really nice.
27 minutes and counting?
27 minutes, yeah.
It's looking okay for them. I think they can.
No, actually, yeah, 27
They have really
minutes.
good wards up.
Yeah.
They can go for Roshan soonish.
They can do it.
The map controls
They can do
quite
it
good.
anytime they want already with the medallion on the Beastmaster.
They are a bit under leveled though. You look at the Lion right now, not even close to level 6 Q, not even 6 himself.
With the next cooldown from the Eclipse, they can just go for the Rosh.
And
Rave-
speaking of Eclipse, it was just stolen by the
Oh my
Rubik
God.
Ninja
How does
Boogie.
that happen?
He's like, well, that's a freebie. Just maybe not used to really playing Luna against a Rubik. I mean, how often do we see this matchup anyway?
And it's also how they finished the fight the last time out. He used Eclipse and he killed the co-op. Rubik teleported out, and basically very unlikely you use Lucent Beam to actually take. They were not fighting at all to farm creeps basically. So
Here comes the smoke. Chrissy is level 6. He has a lasso. Of course, he doesn't have a blink dagger.
And they're worried about that Roshan as Chrissy's going to
yeah,
poke his head
they
in.
saw the medallion on the Beastmaster, so they know that it could happen anytime soon.
I feel you really can't prevent that Roshan. There's no Batrider blink. And it's very difficult to walk into the pit against this team. Maybe while Eclipse is down you can, but once Eclipse is up, I don't really see Rave stopping the Rosh. Maybe they just stall it and take some of the towers in exchange.
Yeah.
We're going to have Shadow Friend just chilling here up on the high ground, looking for a pick off on Queen of Pain, but Mikasa unable to find
Okay,
it.
I guess it might be rotating on the Rubik. Luna has to know that Rubik stole Eclipse.
Yes. And she's probably very sad.
So, probably a little bit safe. This Rubik's suddenly a little bit more harder to kill or to gang than normal, but still, he can die. He's not immortal.
At least
What
they
is
have a Chen.
What is Shadow Fiend going for Mikasa?
Use
Oh,
Scepter.
Yule Scepter. Okay.
He's getting the Use
It's
Scepter.
the first time this tournament, right, guys?
Yeah, never happened in the
Yeah.
history of Dota.
It's actually interesting with Shadow Fiend. We've seen every possible build. The Midas Rush, the Mech Rush, the Yules, and
We've seen the
Blink.
glass
We've seen
cannon from
Blink first
Dandy.
as well. Yeah.
Oh,
gonna
Chrissy?
be
Chrissy?
kinda.
This would be big if they get
Okay.
the kill. Can they lock him down though?
That's
Yeah.
awkward.
He's just got to run a long ways home.
The Luna's rotating around in that direction. Chrissy continuing to walk forward and
Yeah,
he's
but
going to skate
he
up to the high
flies.
ground. Killing him there would have been very big. Without his Blink
he's-
Dagger, they
he
don't really
still
have
might
great
die.
initiate.
Oh,
Is he fine?
That
Coach is on the case.
oh, what a cancel.
All right, that's it.
Not
Yeah,
fine.
bye-bye.
But that's space created.
Yeah.
He's wasted a lot of time here, and every second is precious. 25 minutes, actually less, 24 minutes.
Yeah, but that's good because now, I mean, how are you gonna stop the Roshan without the Bad Rider? I mean, you're only relying on the ultimate from the Queen of
Yeah,
Pain,
but
essentially.
like what LD said before, ultimately against this lineup with the itemization that went, it's gonna be at a point where you can't gonna be able to stop the Roshan.
Look at how fast Roshan.
yeah,
goes.
it's just
Hey,
gonna
Ben.
be a free Roshan for CDEC.
Better win quickly. Gotta go fast. 20,
Expert
24
analysis by Merlisi. They got to win quickly.
24 minutes remaining. Webas has a question.
Do they just stop?
Yeah, probably.
Probably they will be.
So
told to
Epis is
stop.
asking, once it's 36 minutes, if they haven't won, do the admins just like stop the game, or do we play it out? And we're guessing they stop it, but
No, there's no way. What if there was some like misunderstanding and they were supposed to play the full game? Think of the drama, man. Why not just like play the game? As long as
or
you're
what
not
if
on,
they
like, a
did the
time
math
constraint.
wrong? Maybe. What
Yeah,
if someone
think about
does the math
something like
wrong
that,
and says
man.
it's over, but it's not?
Think of the Reddit threads, man.
Oh my
There'd be
God.
so many.
Yeah, it's like in the NFL, they used to blow plays dead all the time when
Oh,
it was
really?
just a mistake. So now they try not to blow the play dead unless it's 100% clear
Yeah,
that it's over.
Exactly. That's
Because once you whistle, like you can't just go back and say, "Oh no, that actually counted." And
let's replay this with the guy catching the ball, and yeah, that wouldn't work.
they're rolling up these towers pretty damn quickly.
Yeah.
Though. They're gonna take the tier 2 bottom lane. I still think Rave are playing it quite nicely, just split pushing, recognizing their 5-man isn't as good right now, but they do have good split push with the troll.
Yeah, now they have to rotate.
Still, do you actually try to go high ground yet,
Yeah,
WinteR?
they're gonna send the mech right now for the Chen, so they have their most important key component for the push. They need to push anyway, so I guess why
And
not?
I also think they have the best creeps to push. They have 2 wave clears with the satyrs. They have the armor from the Wild King. They have the attack speed aura from the...
The Chen creeps.
Center.
No.
No, please don't kill my creeperinos.
They're
So that's
getting
why they
slaughtered.
picked Leshrac, because then they have the lightning.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It kind of does everything they needed to do. Maybe try to take a fast tower. They've got a stun so that they can gank, and they've also got a really spammable spell. The one problem with CDEC's lineup here is they don't have very good reach. They don't have blink daggers on any of their heroes yet. So as long as they sit
Lion has
back,
blink.
oh, he
Lion
does.
has-
Okay.
Yeah, Lion
All
has
the
blink.
towers,
So
the
that's,
Roche.
but that's all they have for reach. All their other heroes are very immobile until Beastmaster gets a blink or something like that. So look at this. Batrider can even do really aggressive things like this, and they can just stall time. And in the meantime, Queen of Pain or somebody else should be off split pushing or solo farming, and that'll give them an overall net gold advantage. And that's exactly what's happening. He's trying to finish a Yule's,
Yeah.
I guess, for whatever reason.
I mean, maybe
And
does it
then-
make more sense for them just to take the tier 2s? At least the tier 2 mid.
Oh, here
they
comes
have
the
the
drum.
Aegis though, so I think it's fine.
Commitment.
I blink in to start this fight off, but Garter drops quickly. The Eclipse coming out, and Rubik now stealing it, turning around, but
Oh
the
my
Chen army
God.
is here to tank some of it. Requiem used to disengage, but the spam is kicking in. They haven't really scratched the tower much. They've used a lot of their key initiates, and now maybe gets Lasso dragged deep behind enemy lines. He does have the Aegis, but they've stalled this push. Queen of Pain ulti still online. CDEC committed a lot. Didn't get too much done.
There's no Hand of God now, and...
No Requiem, no Eclipse.
They got
Yeah.
800 damage done to the tower. That's about it. But
I feel like that's not good enough if you're CDEC.
the next Roshan will be spawning. Probably they can push 20 minutes around the 20-21 minute mark. That would be the time they want to deal some severe damage at the bottom lane.
Yeah.
But like you guys mentioned, the other tier 2 towers probably a better option right now for CDEC.
Yeah, otherwise you will keep your momentum in gold and experience. You have to have everyone close together. That's never good if you want to keep the economic advantage.
I mean, they have some big items that they can build towards. The BKB on Luna will be pretty important. Necro 2 or 3, I don't know if he'll get the Necro 3 from these towers, but at least the Necro 2 he could. For the Beastmaster, that will help accelerate the push quite a bit.
I kind of feel like as a someone shouldn't build an urn in CDEC.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would
they
agree.
need the urn charge. I was thinking they don't have any regen apart
Yeah.
from the mech.
Yeah.
What are you guys
And-
talking about? Nobody's dying.
Yeah, no one's dying.
it's 5-3.
Towers
All
are
those
dying.
kills in the lighting stage, really.
Towers are dying. That's basically it.
Yeah, you should get urn charges from killing
From
towers.
killing towers.
10 urn charges per tower.
Not bad.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If he dies, that's pretty bad. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Get fingered.
That commitment. Got him.
Totally worth it.
It broke Eclipse as well, because he still had the Eclipse spell.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty good pickup. But he's up in 25. This is the problem with the 16-minute push. You don't have to buy back.
Yeah. Maybe using salves. How many salves do they have? They have a salve. They can't... Okay, he had 2 salves.
Well, Bruno, you brought it up before the first game of the day. Are we going to see the Cinderin
The
strat?
Cinder and Strat
You know,
with 9
Therian,
salves.
20 salves
Too
to
bad he's
sustain
not
the
here
push.
now.
It's a little early for that, but it may come down to the wire. They've got about 19 minutes to go, CDEC, roughly. They have to be feeling the pressure. So far, they haven't made any big mistakes on their push, but they also haven't gotten enough done to feel that confident.
20 minutes. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
That would be pretty stressful. There's just a clock loudly ticking
No,
in your
you know
ear
what
the
they need?
entire game.
They need the Jeopardy music. Just on loop.
You know, that music's okay for a minute. Can you imagine having to listen to it for the entire draft and then 36 minutes straight during the game?
Hey, I have an experience like that. So when you play Dota in the Korean booths, they play StarCraft Brood War music in the booths so you can't hear the crowd, and you have to listen to it for the whole game.
When you're playing Dota?
Yes, while you're playing tournament games. So now whenever I hear that StarCraft 1 song, all I can think of is Dota, because there's so many tense moments with like dramatic StarCraft music.
Can we turn that on now, Brian?
I would
Get a little Brood War
never again.
Terran theme song.
Here we
going?
go, boys.
It might get our VOD muted,
Mikasa.
though. Might get our VOD muted.
Self view.
Initiation,
whoops.
Queen of Pain, coming on to Mikasa, they quickly blow up the Shadow Feed. Now, trying to steal the Eclipse, he just gets a Lucent Beam, and Ninja Boogie, may end up going down
killing
for
the
this.
Shrek.
He's doing good damage with all the Shrek support, the Firefly. They're actually slaughtering CDEC. They're going to bring down 4, make it 5. The Lion buys back to no avail. Welp. Push
Le Shrek.
over.
Yeah.
Le Shrek
That
is
is nice.
decent.
Yeah, what a hero.
You guys know his ult does 100 magic damage per second at level 1 now?
Yeah.
That's like a level 4. That's better than level 4 Iron Shell. And the AoE is huge. That spell has been buffed and buffed because nobody ever skilled it. They're like, oh, well, we'll get Split Earth or Edict or Lightning or all this other stuff. I mean, all of his skills I think are pretty good, but his ultimate right now, it's so good at level 1. It doesn't scale amazing, but it's so good at level 1, it doesn't really need to.
Well, it does scale amazing if you get somehow an Acceptor in him.
Yeah. You can
By the
farm
way.
so fast with that.
With Acceptor, it's 220 at level 3.
Yeah, I'd love to see his hero damage in that fight, but I feel like it had to be well into the 4 digits.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't think about focusing the Lesh, right? Like but now you need to.
Does
you see
it-
that fight? It changes the way you approach the
Does
game.
it feel like a Witch Doctor? You think you don't need to focus the Witch Doctor and he just wins the
Yeah,
fight?
I mean the difference with the Leshrac though is he has to get in the middle of the fight. Generally, that's why I think support Leshrac struggle to deal out the damage. But
Yeah. And if you ever
They
get
didn't
behind,
focus him.
it's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
Lesh is the worst hero ever behind.
he's just so squishy.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but think about it. If you can actually make the hero he's one of the supports that can actually transition into late game as a
Yeah.
semi-core because he farms very quick with all the spells that he have. But that's a huge swing for Brave there after taking out the four
It's-
heroes, actually the whole team and the
whole team,
buyback.
yeah.
It's pretty bad if you're running a push strat like this, and you look at the number of towers taken in the Roshan, and they're actually down in gold.
Well, that's the thing.
Or
Towers
almost
don't
down in
give
gold.
that
Sorry,
much.
they're up like 800.
One of the reasons why the push strat was so popular at TA4 is you got 4 towers and you suddenly were 5,000 gold ahead. Right now, that number is more closer to 3,000, 2.8, and suddenly it's not that scary. You get a bad team fight on your end, and you can lose way more than that.
And they don't have that much of a tower advantage. Still 1 outer tower standing for Rave, 4 for CDEC, but they've gotten some trades here or there before that fight even broke out.
It's time to push.
Is this the time?
I feel that Luna should go. Come on, Roshan, hurry up.
And it's
says
not
Mikasa.
helping them that this is a 10-minute Roche respawn. That's rough.
I think Luna needs a Helm of Dominator right now. It's just a sustain from the life region. Sorry,
There's only 4 creeps though. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like it
like
won't give her
Wepa
that
said,
much.
extra creep.
extra creep as
Oh,
well.
to push is
Yeah,
okay.
to push, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good idea.
He just killed the Alpha Wolf. That would have been good for them.
And Rave can start ratting. Like, they took that fight, but they don't necessarily have to if they don't feel confident. Chrissy could steal their jungle. He can cut the waves quite a bit on... They could just look to stall this game out. Oh no, Big Bird! They can't be losing the Chen creeps like this. This is really going to hurt the push. They mech him up. The Big Bird survive, but that precious, precious Alpha Wolf.
Chen knows that he
Down
can
the drain.
actually test of faith himself. Right?
Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Clock is winding down here for CDEC's tournament hopes.
Man, the Roche is just their last resort.
They are 13 minutes. Essentially, they
It's-
have one push. If that push goes well, doesn't need to win, but if that
They
push,
have to get a full
It
lane
has
of
to get-
Rack soon.
I say 2.
Yeah.
Less than 2 is no bueno.
It's surprising how long a team can hold on to the throne, even if they do lose 1 or 2 lanes of Rex this early.
Oh yeah,
Especially Rave's draft. Having the Bat Rider with the blink out, I believe he also has a 4 staff now.
Yeah,
he
he
does.
does.
It's very easy to drag one hero out in a bad position, and
They
then
need-
the push falls apart.
Yeah, that's like at least a minute.
Yeah.
until their next hero
Who has
comes
the
back.
Necro?
And then the Aura Stride, it
Beastmaster-
weakens your push a
Beastmaster-
lot.
Beastmaster has an echo, and Quab is going to build into the Axe right now. He's gonna get it in 700 gold.
Yeah, the Axe is great in this situation because the low cooldown on the ultimate will allow you to even push as aggressively as you can.
I almost wonder if you just spam the ulti every time it's on cooldown on the creep wave.
Pretty much.
Creeps spawn every 30 seconds. The cooldown's 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just drop the ulti, Fade Bolt, Lesh, Lightning, which is also maxed, and that's a wave down.
it's actually nerfed versus creep waves because it does pure damage now.
Right.
And
Yeah.
before magic does more to creeps because they don't have reduction. So it's a little worse than it was before, but
Well, it's the same, isn't it? To Crips.
pure is
No,
the same.
better for better for heroes.
If
but
you
worse
Yeah,
for
but same
creeps.
for Crips. Because Crips have no magic resistance, so it does
Yeah.
damage as if it
But
was
it has
pure.
less.
But
It
it
has
was
less
reduced
damage.
Oh, it
to
was
compensate
reduced
for
damage.
the
Yeah,
heroes.
yeah. Okay,
It was
yeah.
reduced so that with hero magic resistance taken into
So
account,
it's
it's the same,
Same on heroes,
but it
less-
goes through the magic
less
immediately
on
now.
creeps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So Roche will be. This is just the push that they need to get something done.
They give the Aegis to the Luna.
But
and
Luna
she
is
does
going
seem
for
like
a
the
Yash.
siege engine of the push. But I don't know. Rave are just doing a really good job at spreading the map, and I also feel there's a decent chance they will win a fight if it comes to one versus CDEC, especially if they get that good lasso. A lot of ways for Rave to win, and only one for CDEC.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. How many Beastmasters Roar have you seen so far?
16. I might have miscounted though.
Yeah. It was probably more like 0. And the reason is I
Possible.
think they're saving the Roar only for the lasso. Like in the fight they took below, the one where they were fighting in their Braxis, they didn't use the Roar at all in the fight. And that was because Bad Rider didn't get a good lasso until the end, and they didn't care at that point. They could have used it to kill Rubik, they could have used it to just take advantage of the fight, but no, they only have to stop the lasso, and I think it's a smart choice.
All right, they're going to split push top lane. The Ag's now complete. Big pickup for your Queen of Pain, and it's time to start spamming here, folks. Is the Radiant Glyph up right now? Radiant Glyph is available. They gotta pop this towers real quick, and just getting the tower not good enough. They need a lane of racks. This is the
Shout.
push.
Shout, let it all out. These are the screams that we do.
Oh my god.
They have
The
to
build
have
up for that joke.
Wasn't worth it. I'm disappointed.
They lose some creeps here. Holding on to the Chen Hand of God. They've got double Wildkin. Not the ideal mix of creeps, but it's just whatever you can get at this point. And here we go, once more. They have popping out the salves here or there. Lucent Beam coming out. They do go in onto Ninja Boogie. Finger even thrown out, but
Oh,
he's
wow.
kept alive by the 4-step back from the Bat Rider. I believe
Chrissy dies.
they lose Chrissy, but he'll buy back instantly. Requiem popped out, bringing cast low. He charges in, now wants to retreat out. Ryo on the hunt, though. They might bring down Q. Trying to survive with the stick. Not good enough. They lose the Chen, and the chase is on. The push is over. They didn't even take the tier 3 just yet. Beastmaster back out. Maybe it's not. Queen of Pain ulti.
Wow.
Gonna pop the Shadow Fiend.
There's a
5
clip,
down.
there's a clip,
Aegis.
there's a clips.
Not gonna matter
Not
with this
enough.
many. Lasso and maybe. That's a team wipe. That's an Aegis down. It cost them only a Bat Rider buyback. Tier 3 still standing. This
Yikes.
game is looking all Rave all the way.
Yeah, a lot of damage
Wow.
from that Queen of Pain. Yeah, look at that. 3.3k. Pretty impressive all around. And
Yeah,
Rave.
just playing under the pressure of you need to finish the game.
And also just CDEC, not the type of team that is very comfortable with this style. This is not really a CDEC type of approach.
I'm gonna ask a question.
I think like if MVP Phoenix was in this position, they'd be much more comfortable than like say a CDEC would.
Chen,
Oh, Chen, no, okay. Okay. I'm gonna ask a question, but I will ask you to be sincere. Are this team playing for who is going to lose to the top 8 that goes to lose the bracket?
I mean, you get more money, don't you?
Yeah, no, of course. But what I'm saying is,
It's a BO1. Rave, who looks likely to advance, I think fully capable of taking a BO1 off of quite a few of those teams that would drop down. Weren't they even beating Secret early on, or no? That was Hellraisers.
No.
But Rave was beating some of the stronger looking teams early on in the laning stage, so, and even up until the mid game. So, BO1, anything can happen.
Yeah.
BO3, I would say it's pretty unlikely they beat most of those top 8 teams, but you never
Yeah,
know.
remember also by qualifying to top 12, they guarantee themselves something around $50,000.
Nice.
Which, we were talking about this, Rave lives in Korea, but if they decide to go to the Philippines at some point, $10,000 go a long way. We were
Definitely goes farther in the Philippines than in Korea.
Oh yeah, definitely. We
That's
were
for
talking. I
sure.
think the average, like a good salary in the Philippines was something around $600 a month.
Well, there's your creep wave. They can't push.
I can't.
They don't have a pipe, do they? No one's even building one.
It doesn't even stop that, does it? 'Cause
Doesn't
it's
help.
Oh
pure.
yeah, the Queen of Pain ult's pure.
Doesn't
That's
help
right.
with the quad.
I'm thinking of the old ulti. Oh man, they're screwed.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. It's too
Quap
hard
could
to
just ult every
initiate.
wave.
Yeah, more or less. As long as she leads it off a little bit.
That's a little bit of like downtime though. If the
Yeah,
creep
I mean, but they
reaches
have
that
other
far.
nukes. It's not just that.
Well, the tower's almost gone, so they might get a barracks on this push.
That's without the Quap ult.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
They have enough levels now where...
I think they're just gonna have to run up the ramp. Like, just trying to wait for the wave to get in is just not gonna happen.
Well, if this is like a normal game, you would want to just farm the Shadow Field and the Luna, but sad game for them. They have to finish the game. How much time we have left for them? 5 minutes.
They have to kill the throne
Yes.
in about 7-8 minutes. The lasso garter, that's not a good start. Eclipse coming out for maybe. He's got to focus Ninja Boogie down so this doesn't get stolen and turned against him on the retreat out. They don't even kill off the
Tower's alive.
Rubik, and they're all falling apart. Oh, they get the Rubik kill at long
the
last.
tower.
Shadow feed down. Tower still surviving. Ryo now on the chase. They're going to get wiped again. 4 down.
Okay.
It's about to be 5 unless Q can auto attack his way to victory. Not going to happen. Team wipe once more. And Rave,
GG.
they've won. CDEC throwing the towel. It's Rave who will win the tiebreakers, and they move on as the 12th and final team into the bracket.
I want to say, you know, there's this Australian guy, Daredevil Dan. He casted occasionally. I think God knows him. He just tweeted, he's like, "What's going on? I went to sleep as they were starting the tiebreakers. I woke up and they're still playing the tiebreakers." It was not that long. There was about a 10-hour break between both the first tiebreaker and the second one, but we are finally over, and it's still not 2035. So I say mission accomplished. Well played, Rave. They're going to be the 12th team, joining.
They keep C alive.
Yeah, they're joining HGD, eHome, and which is the other bottom 4? AGT, eHome.
Phoenix? Did you say Phoenix?
No, Phoenix are out.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant.
AGT, eHome, Rave.
Let's just look at the.
Let's take a look at the bracket.
Let's ask our producer to help us out here.
We have an update.
LGD, yeah,
LGD.
that is true.
All right. Well,
Okay.
that wraps up the wild card, or not wild card, the tiebreakers.
Tiebreakers, yeah.
There is